What if I told you that one of the most recognizable faces of late 90s television, a man whose voice, smile, and teenage heartbreak defined an entire generation, spent his final months quietly selling his personal belongings just to afford cancer treatment? What if the actor who once told us "I don't want your life" was fighting desperately to hold onto his own today? We're remembering James Vander Beek, the beloved star of Dawson's Creek, who has passed away at just 48 years old after a private, heartbreaking battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer. His family has now spoken out. Celebrities are revealing what was happening behind the scenes, and the final Instagram message he posted. It's now sending chills through fans worldwide. This story is emotional, it's shocking, and it shows a side of Hollywood you rarely see. Before we dive in, make sure you hit subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be told with care, truth, and heart. James Vander Beek wasn't just an actor. He was Dawson Leary. For millions of people growing up in the late 90s, he was the emotional core of Dawson's Creek. That teen drama didn't just launch a show, it launched a cultural moment. Filming 14-hour days in North Carolina, James became the poster boy for teen angst, sensitivity, and that unforgettable theme song that still triggers instant nostalgia. But even early on, he wanted people to know one thing: my name is James. It's not Dawson. He worked hard to break that image. He gained muscle for Varsity Blues. He poked fun at himself on SNL. He brilliantly parodied his own fame in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. He even competed on Dancing with the Stars years after joking about it in a scripted role. He had humor about his fame. He had perspective. And most importantly, he had a deep love for family. In 2020, James and his wife Kimberly made a life-changing decision. They left Hollywood. They moved to a 36-acre ranch in Texas with their 6 children. He traded red carpets for ranch life, fame for fatherhood. And then, in 2023, everything changed. He was diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer. When he spoke to James in March 2025, he sounded hopeful. He was talking about new projects. He was preparing to return to work. He was excited about roles in Overcompensating and the Legally Blonde prequel series. He said he was in a healing portal, but behind the scenes, his health was declining much faster than the public realized. 6 months later, he missed the Dawson's Creek Cancer Benefit reunion. Fans were confused. Then came a video message that alarmed everyone. He looked visibly gaunt, frail, weak. He told fans he had to stomach viruses and needed to rest through winter. That video, posted January 15th, would become his final Instagram post. Then, this morning at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time, the devastating confirmation arrived from his family. Our beloved James Vander Beek passed peacefully. That video, posted January 15th, would become his final Instagram post. Then, this morning at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time, the devastating confirmation arrived from his family. Our beloved James Vander Beek passed peacefully. He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. And then the truth began to surface. Actor Paul Walter Hauser revealed that James had been selling his personal memorabilia, clothing, and items that could have been passed down to his children just to pay for cancer treatments. Let that sink in. A Hollywood icon selling his belongings to survive. Hauser had been recording cameos and holding celebrity auctions to raise money for James' treatment. Stacy Keibler, a close friend of Kimberly, shared a photo of James in a wheelchair and wrote, "Spending these final days with you has been a true gift from God." A GoFundMe has now been created because the treatments left the family in financial hardship. They're trying to stay in their home, trying to keep stability for 6 children. During the worst time imaginable, Alfonso Ribeiro, his longtime friend, wrote, "Lucky I got to be there to say goodbye." Paul Walter Hauser said he saw James' physical frame thinning and knew things were serious. Fans online are stunned, shocked, heartbroken. Many are asking the same question: how did this happen to someone so famous? How did James Vander Beek end up needing crowdfunding for cancer treatment? The media is now revisiting every interview, every clip, every moment where James hinted at struggle but kept smiling anyway. One of his final projects was The Masked Singer. And now, it hits differently. He said wearing the mask was healing because for once, cancer wasn't part of the equation. He could perform. He could be anonymous. He could just be an artist. His children surprised him backstage. Judges were emotional, and he said, "They were what inspired me to do it." He also admitted something heartbreaking. "I could no longer be a husband that was helpful to my wife. I could no longer be a father who could pick up his kids and put them to bed. That's the part that hurts the most, not the fame. Not the career. The father who couldn't lift his children anymore." Industry insiders say James quietly refused to make his illness a public spectacle. He didn't want pity. He didn't want headlines. He wanted privacy, faith, and time with his family. He leaned heavily into spirituality during his illness. Friends say his faith became his anchor. He chose projects that brought him joy, not pressure. And he was planning to return to work right until his body simply couldn't. James Van Beek's legacy is now being redefined. He's no longer just Dawson. He's a symbol of resilience, of humility, of quiet courage. His story is sparking conversations about healthcare costs, even for celebrities. About how illness doesn't care about fame. And about how someone so loved could be struggling in silence. His career may have started with teen drama, but his final chapter shows real-life heroism. We've seen stars pass away. We've seen public battles with illness, but rarely do we see someone so recognizable, so iconic, facing financial strain during treatment. This echoes stories like Chadwick Boseman, who also worked through illness without the public. Knowing how severe it was, James chose dignity over drama, privacy over publicity. James Van Beek once said, "What's on the other side of fear is relief." Maybe he found that relief now. He leaves behind a wife, 6 children, millions of fans, and a legacy that goes far beyond a fictional creek in North Carolina. So here's the question for you. What is your favorite memory of James Van Beek? Was it Dawson, Varsity Blues, the comedy roles, or the man he became in real life? Let us know in the comments. Let's honor him together. And don't forget to subscribe to FameLine USA for stories that matter.